Hey there, StarCraft fans! It's Falcon Paladin coming to you with yet another edition of StarCraft Brood War Remastered! Today it's going to be a best of 5 between Last and Reign, starting here on map number 1, which is Gladiator. Whoa, come back, everything. We're back. Everybody is happy. Where did my colors go? Colors. Oh! What the what? If I mouse scroll, it makes the colors disappear, you guys. What the... What is happening? And then it stays if I regular screen scroll. Oh, that's the weirdest thing I've ever seen. That might explain some things in previous videos, actually, maybe. I don't know. Either way, we're good to go. All right. So this was a show match that was played at Blizzcon 2018. Pretty much the only news that Brood War fans got from that convention. But Warcraft 3.4 Reforged was announced. I will be playing that at twitch.tv/FalconPaladin as soon as it's released. So, if you're a Warcraft 3 fan as well as a Brood War fan, head on over to twitch.tv/FalconPaladin and hit that follow button. Alrighty then, so it's going to be a PvT best of 5. Haven't had much of the PvT on the channel. There are certain things about it I don't like very much, but this is played now. This is played 2018. This is the very latest meta of StarCraft Remastered, StarCraft Brood War. There hasn't been a balance patch in many, many years, but the meta has continued to evolve. Nevertheless, which is such an interesting aspect of the game that I really enjoy, is that even though there haven't been balance changes, we've seen the meta change over time. Which, what other game? Seriously, what other game has done that? I don't know. I guess maybe Warcraft 2, that scene has changed, even though it really wasn't ever intended to be an esport. And as a result, a bunch of bloodlusted ogres will show up at your base and kill you, and there's not much you can do about it. I'm also playing Warcraft 2, by the way, at twitch.tv/FalconPaladin. So if you like Warcraft 2, Warcraft 3, that's the place to be. Also am planning on doing some Play Brood War with Falcon-style stuff this Saturday. So head on over. Again, there's lots of reasons to follow me on Twitch, is what I'm trying to say. If you want to play Brood War with me, if you want to smash me in the face with your Gosu skills, you could probably do that, absolutely. But yeah, twitch.tv/FalconPaladin. Follow me on Twitter for more information as to when that's going to be, twitter.com/FalconPaladin. And all right, enough plugging for now. Jeez, Falcon, talk about the game a little bit. Why don't you? That's because not much is going on. It's just a barracks into a command center here. We are just throwing up a cybernetics core, additional pylons from Reign. Early stage of the game really isn't necessarily much to talk about here in the Brood War, unless there's a proxy of some kind, or some quick early pool from a Zerg player, which can be very fun, or, double gate, double barracks proxy type stuff. Either way, it's an interesting block here, and yeah, this probe is trying to take down that SCV. It's going to necessitate another SCV to come off the line to deal with it, which is super duper annoying, but it's just part of the game. It's really just part of the meta here. SCVs know they have to rely on their friends to get out of there, alive, and a Marine pops out, and now the probe buddy needs to get on out because he is down to 8 HP, and Marines hit pretty darn hard, as it turns out. 6 damage per shot with a pretty darn fast refire rate there. Zealot hoofing it up across the map. Not sure exactly. Oh, it's a follow-up for another Zealot. All right, well, see, Marine can squeak through there, but Zealot can't. This is a ring around the rosy right now with the Zealot. It does take down an SCV. That's a pretty good pickup there. And might actually get another SCV. Good pressure here from Reign thus far. These are two of the best players on planet Earth in Brood War right now. Reign especially has been known as probably the best current Protoss player on planet Earth. I mean, Bisu's still alive, so let's not be sacrilegious about this. Holy smokes, dude. More kills with the Zealot pressure. This is fantastic display out of Reign. He's just hitting everything that he can. The Marines can't quite stay back here and defend because then Zealot can find other targets to hit. But that's it. He's taking hits. A Dragoon shows up here as well. This is reminding me so much of the early days of Brood War. So many of the games were this. Just little Zealot, Dragoon versus Marine battles. You'd get a shuttle in there too. Pick up, drop shuttle. Micro was fantastic during these days. Reign is killing it. He's not spending all his money very well back home. Micro is so intense at this early stage of the game. The bunker finishes. Did that Marine not get in? That Marine did not get in. What is happening right now? Oh, no, it did. A Marine made it in here. One Marine made it in. SCV is getting picked off. The Marine, I think, might have to get out. My goodness gracious, the micro here from Reign is just disgusting. And finally, another Marine gets on in there. And now look who's got range. Look who has Singularity Charge. It's Reign, you guys. Holy crap. The pressure put on Last right here by Reign is something that you will not ever see, hopefully, against yourself in a ladder game in StarCraft Brood War. But jeez. You can outrange Marines. Look at this. No big deal. No big deal at all. Meanwhile, spending his money better is last. He's got a factory in production. We've got a scouting SCV here. 6 shots from that Dragoon to kill an SCV. It's many, many, many shots, but Dragoons with their 4 legs are faster. SCV can't escape their death. Bunker, this is just lost mining. Lost mining time and lost mining because this does cost resources to repair that bunker. So maybe that's why Last is spending his money so well, is because a lot of it's being dumped into this bunker right now. More Dragoons pushing on up, expanding behind it is Rain, as Day9 always says. Expand and attack. Attack and expand. Never just attack and not expand. Because your opponent's going to have a hard time countering and knocking down your expansion if they're being shut down at the front like this. This Dragoon needs to get in range. Oh, without getting shot in the face, though. Don't do that. Don't do that. And the bunker. It's stabilizing. 3 SCVs and 3 Dragoons here. Yeah, the SCVs can repair this thing to full health eventually. 4 Dragoons, though, will necessitate another SCV coming in to get that repair and save this thing. This is amazing. Where's the tank? Where is it? Tank in production. Excellent. Once the tank shows up, things get a little bit different for these Dragoons. But check it out. I just saw that shuttle. I saw you. I saw you, shuttle. Where are you, friend? I don't know. I don't know where you went. Yep, tank shows up. You're getting the shots off. The micro here is a little bit intense because you can't siege up because you don't have siege. So you're trying to get shots off on these guys, but you're also taking shots to the face while you're at it. Another Dragoon shows up. Where is siege mode? Where is it? Are they just going for it? They want to kill this tank, but it took some serious shots from Marines in the process. These guys, one of them is down in the red. Is it time to go? I don't think it's time to go. I think you can still do stuff. Siege mode is finally getting research here by Last, but it's not done yet. Well, he's pulling back. He's pulling back anywhere here. He's got his 2 bases up and running. He's up 57 to 47 total supply right now. I saw that shuttle. Where is it? Where is shuttle? There is shuttle, hiding at the very bottom of the map. Why would you be here, shuttle? That's a weird place for you. I suppose you're hiding from scans, though. Right? From Last. Last will scan this, and Last will scan this, and Last will not scan this. He's not going to scan there, so you can hide it fairly well. Siege mode is done on the tanks, so now we are secure from further Dragoon harassment. And now here's where it gets difficult from Rain. This is why you want to try to kill the Terran early. Is because once the tanks get out, once the Goliaths get out, once the upgrades start kicking in, a starport in the top left here, probably for Science Vessel if I had to guess what that's going to be. Eventually EMP pretty darn good in this situation. And a Vulture running around, scouting out different bases. There's your shuttle with a Reaver in it. Reaver drop action heading to the north. I think that Vulture bike might have seen this. And again, if you haven't seen the dude in the Vulture bike, there's a dude in the Vulture bike. I know. I didn't see it either for years and years and years. The shuttle isn't interested in actually pushing up there. Perhaps worried about the Vulture having already spotted him and being a preparation for Last, being ready for that. But man, that is such a juicy location for a Reaver drop. Is he going for it? He's just... this is actually more of a frontal assault with the Reaver. Using it to take down spider mines, which... I don't know about that. Decent hit on those tanks. Taking them down, picking up, getting out. Dragoons fighting in here. Tanks not using siege mode because there aren't that many Dragoons really where it's necessitated. But check that out. There's a Wraith out now. A Wraith. Oh, maybe to chase down the shuttle. I kind of like that. I kind of like having the anti-air versus the shuttle here. Nice hit. The Reaver micro from Rain is disgusting right now. The bunker goes down. Tank count a little bit scary. One Dragoon pays the price for that. And again, another contain being set up here by Rain. Last is nowhere on the map, you guys. He doesn't have scouting. He's got a couple spider mines over here, which is fine, I guess, but he can't leave the confines of his natural base. The third base by Rain is up and running at this stage. Tanks slowly sieging forward just to get out of their own main right now. Just to get out of their own main. That's all he can do. That's all Last is capable of at this stage. More Dragoons pushing on out. We've got Dragoons defending the homeland in case Marines or something do show up. Additional gateways in production here. And yeah, man, it's Zealots with leg enhancements. It's Dragoons. It's Reavers. And it's Storm. We usually do see some Storm in PvT, especially if there's a high Vulture count. We're Storm pretty good against those low HP units. Not bad against tanks either, if you can kind of get a good angle on them, but not wonderful at the same time. Look at these Vultures trying to get out, just getting shut down by the Dragoon positioning from Rain. This is incredible stuff. So here's our zoom out And it's kind of a cool map, actually, kind of radiating out from the center here. Very fighting spirit that way, in that you have the center space that no one's ever going to take. At least not that often. Right? Right. Where is the... I forget where the remove production tab button is. It's late. I've been casting a lot of StarCraft to you guys. Whew, but I do it all for you. Everything I do it for you. Abbreviated. That ending is like 3.5 minutes long, those two lines, just because it's drawn out so much. By, I want to say it's Michael Bolton. But it's been a long time, man. I don't know. I honestly don't. So there's finally your Citadel of Adun. Citadel of Adun. I tend to slur that word unless I go British with it. It's very interesting that way. But 97 to 120 supply. Rain is looking good. Oh, here comes the shuttle drop. Shuttle drop sneaking in. Reavers are here. Dragoons are here. Oh, the Scarabs getting stuck behind the supply depot. Oh, getting through the supply depot. Getting some decent hits off. Nice splits. Decent hit. Vulture's coming in and trying to deal with this thing, but taking Reaver shots to the face as they respond. That is not good. Unloading Zealots on top of these tanks. Look at, actually, says, no, this is my house. I'm going to kill all your SCVs here. This could be it. This honestly could just be it for last. If he loses, oh, more Reaver shots. These SCVs are kind of clumped up, you guys. But no, he's going to retreat. He's going to pull out here in game number 1. He did the damage he wanted to. It's 129 to 81 supply. This Dragoon has a kill. But he dead now because tank. Because tank. In the game of rock, paper, scissors that can be Brood War sometimes, tank is rock, and Dragoon is definitely scissors. And that's it. Last is out. His third base is done. Third base by Rain is running its 138 supply for the Protoss player. He lost too many workers back there, and that's it for your first game of this best of 5 series. So, let's take a look at our score as we traditionally do on this channel. 135 units produced. As a Protoss versus a Terran, that's pretty darn impressive. Look at this. Lost 13 did Rain and killed 60. 60 to 13 is a ratio you want in your PvT. You don't want to get into the late game. You don't want the tank count to get too high. You want to kill everything you can as fast as you can and win in 11 minutes. That's how you do. Of course, minerals mined more, spent more. Gas mine is more for last, as again, you're going for a lot of tanks. That's pretty gas intensive. But okay, that's game 1 of our best of 5. We'll come back with game 2, and don't go anywhere because it's going to be game 2 before you even know it. Game number 2 is going to be on Roadkill between Rain and Last here. I wish there was a way to keep track of who's up. Maybe I can do that with Hit Film. Alright, so this is Roadkill, and on the left side at the 9 o'clock position is going to be the blue... Oh, dang it. I keep forgetting I can't scroll with the mouse wheel. The purple Protoss player, it is Rain, and at the 6 o'clock position we have the yellow Terran player Last. Alright, so both players here hanging out in the early stages of the game. Not much else you can do when there is stuff about. Did I... Game speed. We have found game speed, everybody. Good grief. Sometimes it's easy to hit D by accident. Oh, you know what? I was doing that in the last game a bit. Because I was trying to get the production tab back, and that's where I usually run into problems. If I want the production tab to come back, I hit D, but it's not D. It's definitely not D, and it's not Q, because for some reason Q is that, and W is that, and E is that, and R is that. How about T? How about Y? How about A? Oh, A gets rid of all of it, and then A brings it all back. So annoying. So very annoying. Alright, whatever. It's game 2 here. Rain is up. It's a best of 5. We can keep track of the score, you guys. You don't need something on screen reminding you of what it is all the time, do you? Do ya? Maybe. I don't know. Maybe you do. Either way, thanks for joining me for another cast of Falcon Paladin Cast, the StarCraft Remastered. I have seen some comments recognizing that I'm getting better at this, which I feel like I am. I'm casting a lot of it. So if I wasn't improving, I'd worry about my ability to learn things, which, I don't know, I'm getting older. I'm 35 years old, you guys, and I hear that your brain starts to kind of calcify around 40, and it's harder to learn new stuff, which is why learning new languages is easier when you're a kid versus if you're like 50 years old, is because your brain just has a harder time processing and accepting new information, which makes sense to me. I can see that. Anyway, not much else going on in the game. It's just regular style openings from both players here. There's a barracks. Both players have taken their gas. There's a gateway coming up here too. It's already done actually, and the cybernetics core is swarping right on in. Schwarping. Is that the word? Should I use schwarping as the word? I don't know. Probably not. Probably shouldn't call it schwarping. Anyway, SCV heading on past the bones of some long-dead alien species. Maybe not alien to the Protoss or Terran, though. Maybe they're very familiar with it, and just it's alien to us. Did you think about that? I did not. I did not think about it. Anyway, supply depot coming up. We have another factory, or rather the first factory from last. If we count game 1, it's been a lot of factory. But Dragoon opening here instead of Zealot this time around. I like the SCV scout that says, all right, are there Zealots on the way? No, definitely not. No Zealots anywhere chasing me and trying to kill me from scouting here. So is this one of those weird maps where you're kind of, yeah, you're in a pit. You're in a pit, and to get out of your base, you go up a ramp instead of down a ramp or like through a choke. It's a very weird position, and it can be fairly uncomfortable too. Let's see where the Marine is going to go. I guess you could wall off this area. Assuming there's not a backdoor here you'd have to worry about. Let's keep an eye on that. I mean, nobody's going Zerg, so walling off isn't necessarily a huge concern for anybody involved at this stage, although walling off against Vulture run-bys is something you do want to worry about a little bit if you're a Protoss player here. So yeah, getting on out. Ooh, the probe getting an extra shot off on that SCV. SCV, nope, you're not making it home. You're actually, hold on, he's hiding. He's alive. SCV is alive. Oh, the probe. Aww, the probe finished off SCV. He was alive for like 10 seconds, you guys. It was great. Maybe not even that long. Maybe closer to 5, which is more depressing. Anyway, Dragoon pushing on out. Singularity charge coming on up. Additional Dragoons in production for Rain. And we're going to play this game again. Try to kill the Marine before he gets inside the bunker. No, too late. Too late this time. That's for sure. Dragoon backing on out. I actually had somebody the other day comment on one of my remastered videos. This looks exactly like Brood War used to. That the remaster didn't improve anything at all. Which I was like, dude, you have to... I mean, maybe, right, if you only played Brood War 10, 20 years ago and you haven't looked at it since, and then Remaster comes out, you're like, yeah, this is what my brain remembers it looking like. But not the case. Definitely not the case. Go back. I linked him to one of my old Brood War videos I posted before Remastered came out. And it was like, compare. And he never came back. Because I'm not sure how many people read the replies to their comments on YouTube, but I do. My phone notifies me of every single comment that comes in, you guys. I have read every comment anybody's ever put on my channel in the 3.5 years plus that I've been casting StarCraft. Every single one. So if you post a comment and you're like, Falcon probably won't even see this. I see it, guys. I can't respond to all of them. I can't react to all of them. But I see them all. I promise you that. Robotics facility coming in. Gateways in production here too. Looks like we're going to see more of that Reaver stuff. Out of Rain, which I really like. His shuttle control is fantastic. I got to cast more of this guy. Got to cast more of Rain for sure. Working on a Spider-Mine upgrade for Vultures. Tanks pushing out with Marines. Just killing the Rhinodon for no reason. So the Rhinodon is almost extinct, you guys. There's only 1 or 2 of them per map. I don't even think female Rhinodons exist, which they did actually fix in StarCraft 2. Is they introduced female versions of species, like the female Carrack, so that can actually reproduce, and there can be more of them within the biosphere and biodome that is StarCraft. I thought that was an interesting touch. Anyway, look at this, killing Rhinodons again. Last is taking out his aggression and frustration on the local wildlife. I don't know about this. Should we be rooting for this guy? Either way, Marine tank pushing on in. We've got some Dragoons, but 4 Dragoons versus this army, not looking too good. Let's go ahead and take a look at how these guys are doing. Oop, HP-wise, not so good. Pulling the probes to deal with this. When you're doing that, you know you are desperate. The Marines are actually all dead somehow, but a lot of probes getting picked off here by tanks. More Dragoons pushing on out here. A Vulture shows up. Oh, 2 Vultures showing up. They got to target fire down the probes so the tanks can handle these Dragoons as they were built to do. He is getting siege mode. Siege mode is almost complete. And he can't get through here, but guess what? He can sit up on the other side and sure shell your natural base. No problemo. Vultures can also get through. Dude on a Vulture bike trying to throw down that spider mine. No! Target fire down. What play? What play there out of last? The problem is he's taking direct fire on his stuff from tanks and Vultures. And it's 48 to 35 supply. Here come the Dragoons. The Vultures providing that bit of a buffer so the Dragoons can't just walk on through here. Spider-Mine's getting some decent hits off and firing. Taking down 2 Dragoons at once. That was huge. This tank is almost dead, though. No, he manages to survive. He's back in siege mode. That was such a tight situation to be in right there. Oh, no. Vultures inside the main base. There's nothing here. There's nothing here for Rain at all. Like I'm wearing nothing at all. And that's going to be it. I don't see how Rain comes back from this when there are 3 Vultures wrecking your probe line like this. Your natural base is taking tank fire. More Vultures are streaming on in. Sure, you might kill these Vultures, within your Dragoons, but how many probes are left? The answer is 2, 4, 6, 10. 10 workers are left. The spider minefield right here is causing so many problems. I mean, coming up this ramp is just, it's asking for trouble, man. Oh, this... Oh, they got him! They got the tank, but every single Dragoon died in the process thanks to these spider mines. Last spider mine control has been so good here. This Vulture only has 1 kill. Step it up, man. 3 Dragoons popping out of the 3 gateways here. And they're going to take that sucker down, but guess who's back? More tanks. Actually, the tanks are pulling back right now. That was some aggression out of Last. The shoe is on the other foot here. Ladies and gentlemen, Dragoons, not too happy about that situation. The counterattack by Rain is going to be swift. It will be angry. It is 48 to 21 supply, though, and there are going to be 4 tanks in siege mode. I don't think a counterattack is going to do much, and Rain is pulling back. He's going to try to macro out of this thing as best he can, but it's 2 base to 2 base. The economy is looking fantastic for Last. SCV count looking amazing right now. He's working on upgrades by getting an armory, and he's not supply blocked at all. Is he just making... another... that's an academy, actually. And that's it. Rain's out. Rain recognizes the situation he's in. I think he flew an observer in and was like, yeah, there's a lot more stuff out here for my opponent than for me. So quick little game number 2 there. Not going to spend too much time discussing it. It's just, that was some great control there by Last to make that thing happen. If we look at the units here, killed 37, lost 37. So a better ratio that time. But he was able to get his natural base up and hold it, whereas Rain was not able to for quite some time there. And economically, that tells us the story here. Minerals mined 70,000, or 7,000 rather, to 6,000, and 8,400 spent compared to the 7,300 spent by Rain. So great job by Last tying it up. Let's go into game number 3 here. We officially have a best of 3 on our hands, and I'm very excited to bring it to you. Let's see who can finish this thing out. I thought Rain had it. I was kind of expecting something along the lines of like a Rain sweep, but no, Last had something else to say. So let's go to map number 3 here, and we'll be right back. Hey, this map is called Sparkle. That's kind of fun. All right, we're tied up 1-1 in this best of 5. At the 12 o'clock position, we have the yellow Terran player this time. It's going to be Last. And way over here on the, let's say, 10 o'clock position, it's going to be the teal Protoss player, Rain. Alrighty then, so Rain versus Last, more coming your way for your best of 5 Brood War cast featuring Falcon Paladin. Welcome aboard. If you're asking, where's the cheese, Falcon Paladin? You're right. I do have some cheese to cast as well. I just wanted to get to this thing first. I want to get the Blizzcon stuff out first while it's hot. While people who maybe weren't able to watch Blizzcon live, or maybe you wanted to see someone else cast it, other than Tastostis, who I love. I love those guys. I love the story of how Tasteless got started casting. If you don't know it, which you probably should, but maybe you don't, is Tasteless was attending a live StarCraft 2 event, tournament, in which he was competing along with Day9 as their brothers. If you didn't know that either, you probably should. Anyway, the guy that was hired to cast knew nothing about StarCraft. He didn't know what Marines did. He didn't know what they were called. He didn't understand what Zealots were. Like basic stuff. He had no idea. If you think I'm bad at casting Brood War, and some people do, I am a million times better than this dude. So about, I don't know, 10 minutes into this thing, Tasteless had been knocked out, and he was like, I need to do something about this. So he went up and he's like, hey man, you mind if I try this out? And the guy was like, sure, go for it. So give him a microphone, and Tasteless did a great job, and that's it. He's been casting StarCraft ever since. So sometimes it just takes a good situation where there's a need that you can fill, and just going for it. And you can make it happen. All right, what the heck is this on Sparkle? What on earth? Why is there a hat tree, a huge hat tree over here? And why is there a humongous mineral patch up here too? What is this? This has got to be creep that prevents bunkering or cannon rushing. I can't think of any other reason there would be creep here. So we're going to go with that. We're going to go with cannon rushing and bunkering is impossible thanks to this creep. And that's it. That's all there is to it. So, okay. Also, this humongous thing, Psi Disruptor, is... I don't know why there's something there either. I'm so very confused about this one. Yep. Somebody will explain it to me in the comments. I'm fairly sure that's the case. So, Sparkle, you a weird map. Kakaru flying overhead. I love the Kakaru. from the Brood War expansion of StarCraft. It did not exist until Brood War came out, like, later the same year, because that's what Blizzard used to do, was release games and then be like, hey, it's been 9 months, here's an expansion, and everyone's like, wait, what? Thanks. Thanks for Beyond the Dark Portal. Thanks for Brood War. Thanks for the expansions for Warcraft 3 coming out incredibly soon afterwards, and it was a good time. It was a good time to be a Blizzard fan, I can tell you that much. Anyway, Probe's heading on up. They're going to nice Maynard transfer timing here, getting here to the minerals just as that base finishes. And yeah, again, no proxies, no cannon rushing. I'd really like to see a cannon rush out of Rain. I'm sure he's capable of it. I'm sure he's very good at it. But so far in 3 games, he's just been like, nah, we're going to play this thing standard. And look at this. He's actually... Last is actually taking the time to knock down this side disruptor. Fair enough. Well, that's... And look at this, Zealot 2, taking the time. Is it just for real estate? Is it just because you want to build more stuff in this base? Let's find out. Maybe it's like a piñata. And maybe if you kill it, candy comes out of this thing, and then your units can eat the candy, and they're happier, and they're better. I don't know. Crazier stuff has happened. Not in StarCraft. But crazier stuff has happened in gaming, I can tell you that much. All I can tell you is both players are working extremely, extremely hard to take down the side disruptor. So I'm going to watch this very, very closely. How do you even get out of your base? Maybe that's it. Maybe you can't. Maybe this provides a secret passageway to Narnia, and you can actually leave your base if you kill the side disruptor. This is like the biggest anti-rush of all time. No, no, no. Here's your ramp. No, that's the way in. Yeah, so this pushes you up and over here, and as near as I can tell, maybe you just go this way to get out? I am enjoying this side disruptor so very, very much. Who's going to win the race, first of all? It's going to be close. 300, 400 here. Looks like the Marines might get it. And they do. And it's a refinery. Hooray. Oh, that's how you get gas at your natural base. It turns into a refinery. It is kind of like a piñata. Then you can get Vespene gas out of it. Oh, that's so nice. That is such a weird, weird mechanic. I don't understand why that's even a thing. Somebody in the comments enlighten me, please, because I've never seen that before. And is he going to worry about, oh, what's the secret inside the lair? What is in here now? Oh, goodness. This is so fun. But look who's going Wraith. Last is going Wraith, you guys. Does he know that's because, well, I mean, there's a Stargate here, and it's working on Corsair, and that's going to shut down the Wraith quite nicely. So, oh, the Corsair are actually present, already doing things. Is that because this is effectively an island map? Is that why we're rushing for air stuff? Is because this isn't... It is, you guys, look. Sparkle's an island map. Oh my gosh. I haven't seen an island map for a very, very long time in Brood War. I used to play on them back in the day, and just my Muta strategy was really good on island maps. But, wow. Alright, so armory down. We're actually going to see Wraiths. Actually going to see him here. Is this lair going to die? The lair's going to die. And what's the lair give us? What piñata? It just clears out the creep. I have to imagine. Yep, the creep recedes out. So cannon rushing isn't even a possibility. It's not. You can't even cannon rush because it's effectively an island map. Alright, alright. This, I mean, okay, so it's an island map and you have to work to get gas, which means you can't rush super fast to get gas units. Man, these Marines really slacking off. They are way behind their Zealot bros in taking down that lair. But again, I don't know what the rush would be to it at all. So it's going to be Sky Toss versus Sky Terran here. And from what I've seen, there's Valkyries in production. I like it. I like forcing Terran to use structures and buildings they don't normally like to use. We never see this many raids, even in a PvT, where I have heard they're pretty good against Carrier, but we haven't seen Flash ever do it, so how good can it be, I suppose. Alright, Wraith Group heading out. The ability to lift off this command center and land it outside is a major, major benefit to Terran. So that's going to be nice. Where's he going to land it is the question. Looks like here, based on the flight trajectory, but the Corsair are present. There's a good number of them. There are 7. Observer flying around just to make sure you don't fly into a ton of Valkyrie, which is really bad news bears. But they are on a flight trajectory where they might... Yeah, nope, not actually. Their Valkyrie is out. Man, Valkyrie's so good. Look at these Benglisses. Just on the beach here. And yeah, in a straight-up engagement... Oh, cloaking the rays. Here come the Valkyries from distance. We're trying to spread here as best we can so the Valkyries don't kill all of us. You know what? That very, very well went in favor of the Protoss player. Rain is looking fantastic right now. Target firing down the Valkyries. Valkyries taking serious hits. And actually just flying in right after it into the main base to kill it before the repair can even get off there. The good news is the natural base is going to land. The bad news for last is that the Corsair now own the skies. I was going to say own the night, but that didn't make any sense. They just own the skies. And anything that pops out of these starports is in so much trouble. Look at the split. Look at the pre-split. And he's like, splits are for lesser wimps. We're just going to come from all directions here. And that Valkyrie's going to die. Rain, you are a genius. He's doing so well, but oh crap, Goliaths. Never mind. Things can change fast, you guys. They can change really, really fast when suddenly Goliaths are on the ground and suddenly your Corsair count is down to 2. But in the meantime, Dragoons have been produced. He's happily mining from this little 3 mineral field bunch up here, which, sure, man, enjoy it, I suppose. He did manage to get a base down here on the outside thanks to a shuttle. Yes, shuttled him down there. Third base is happily producing SCVs for last. And the Corsairs are coming home licking their wounds because they are injured. All of them, except for this guy. I don't think he was part of the original attack, so he's not injured. Fair enough. Engineering bays in production, working on, yes, of course, Charon booster. You want that range on the Goliaths. They're important on these island maps. You set up Goliaths around the edges. It's very, very hard for a Protoss player to break that. Might see Arbiter play too. That'd be pretty fun stuff. So, a lot of shuttles for shuttling units back and forth here. Haha! The shuttles are here to shuttle. You know, like they do. And dropships doing the same thing for the... What the heck? For a second there, that was showing Protoss units, wasn't it? Maybe? Maybe I just had the wrong thing selected. Who knows? Big old bit of a doom drop here. And yeah, missile turrets present. Shuttles trying to get on out. And they do manage to all escape without dying. And suddenly their Dragoons are wrecking your face inside your main base. They don't have any upgrades, but that doesn't really matter. There's a good number of them. There's a Reaver. Oh, the big hits on the SCVs. SCV count is dropping precipitously. Everybody run. There's a bit of a traffic jam, though. They can't all get out. Oh, big hit. Big hit on that Reaver. Absolutely wrecking right now. A tank shows up. A few tanks show up. Massive, massive Reaver hits on those tanks. Another one going down here. This is incredible play. The Reaver is the MVP of this match right now. Another hit on another tank. The Reaver finally does end up going down. It looks like Lass is going to be able to hold this thing. But oh my gosh, the absolute destruction of his SCV count. Losing tanks in the process. Bad news bears, the shuttle's coming back in. Are they going to drop more dudes? Of course they are. Of course they're going to drop. Oh, double Reaver here on this one tank gone, and last is out. The Doom Drop. The Doom Drop works for Rain, and he takes the 2-1 lead in this best of 5. He's doing so very well. He's doing so exceptionally well right now. Rain, again, a Protoss player to watch. Oh, holy Schenectadies. This has been a really, really good best of 5 here. No real long macro games, but some really nice short 10-minute aggressive plays here in Brood War. If you want to see those short games, this is what we're talking about. This is exactly what we're talking about from the highest level as well. So, man, 2 drops. Reaver play, again, has just been beautiful. Out of Rain, Lash just hasn't really been able to respond to this very well at all. And as a result, it's a 2-1 lead right now. One more game, and Rain will be your victor in this best of 5. Let's see how that goes. And once again, quick check. Quick check on the final score. Because that's what you do. Killed 40, lost 16. That tells you a lot of stuff. Resources, fairly even this time because it's hard to harass all that much, except for that final push that Rain pushed out there. But yeah, Units tab. Units tab is where it is today. Okay, coming back with one more game. That's all Rain needs to win or can last. Force that all-important game. Number 5. I don't know. That's why we watch. Stick with it. All right, game number 4 is going to be on Third World, which is a map that somebody educated me on last time I cast a game on this between Rain and Stork. It's going to be David Mullock saying, map Third World was introduced in ASL. Third World is a hybrid island map. It's cut in half. Every unit except workers is cut off from traveling back and forth between the two halves. That's why Rain and Stork were fighting with such small armies on the northwest side, and that's why Stork didn't make any attempt to save his fourth when it went down. Alrighty then. So, in the top right-hand corner, we have Rain. He's up 2-1 in this best of 5, and he is yellow and Protoss. And way down here in the bottom left-hand corner, we have the white Terran player. It is last. He needs to win this thing to move on. What else can I say? And yeah, we have this little Zerg egg here just to make walling off easier against Zerglings. You wall off, and then the Zerglings can't get in, and when you want to get out, you just kill the egg. Is the reason for that. I've seen some questions about it on my channel previously, so hopefully that can answer that one there. And yeah, you also have these little gates, which we can't see right now. They will come into play, but only workers can get through them. There's one like right here, and there's one right here, and it allows workers to pass to the other half of the map here, but units cannot. They can fly. If you want to shuttle them over or dropship them over, you totally can. But otherwise, no. Gas steal out of Rain. What is this dirty play? What is this dirty play out of Rain? I don't know. I don't know what it is, but he's gas stealing, which means he has some things in mind here, and they are not building a gateway, that's for sure. Where is... What the what? This is just a probe harassment, is all this is at this stage. He's... There we go. Finally making the gateway here at the almost 2-minute mark, but you got to save up to get that gas steal inside the main base of your Terran opponent. That's going to be a good thing. Alright, so 2 SCVs here. We're fighting. Well, the one SCV is fighting. The other SCV is working. And switching off there. Kind of like that. Kind of like the switch off, allowing the healthy SCV to finish up the barracks. I think Rain recognizes maybe he's outmatched here right now. Maybe. Although maybe not, too, as he's still continuing to fight with everything he has with his little probe heart. Oh, does get the SCV kill. What? This probe. I wanted him to go home. I was wrong about that. Finally, the barracks finishes. The probe comes back in, and we are making stuff inside this gateway. Sometimes it doesn't show you what it is, weirdly enough. SCV coming on in, but it's got to be a Zealot because there's not a cybernetics core. Nor is there gas taken, except way over here. This would be the longest long-distance mine in all time, though, if Rain tried that one. So, ooh, actually the engineering bay block at Rain's attempt at a natural base. Zealot comes down and says, I have to waste my time hitting air. Because that's all he's doing right now is hitting air. The engineering bay initial stage animation is nothing on those edges, which is kind of hilarious. Marine chasing down our hero probe that does have 1 kill, and the expansion coming down quite nicely for both players now. And there's really not that big of a difference between the Nexus, I would say, and the command center. Yeah, about the same. About the same. So, Zealots pushing out across the map. Aggression with Zealots has done very well for Rain in the past, in Game 1 in particular. And let's see who's prepared for this. There's a bunker going down. I think Last has learned his lesson. He wants to have this bunker down early so the Zealot can't stop it from going down. And just in the nick of time here, Marine's getting some easy shots off and then hopping into the safety of the bunker. Zealot forced to push back. He didn't lose any health from that, just the shields. And so far, so good. SCV scouting around, just trying to see what's going on over here in Rainland. Just a cybernetics core, and that's about it. Is he still gonna... You know what? A bypass of Zealots might work here. He just runs right past, and here he goes. Like, hey, Marines, why don't you kill us? We're gonna kill some of your SCVs. SCV pulling into the safety of the bunker, actually killing the SCV, building that refinery, delaying the gas income pretty darn nicely, and now holding the ramp, allowing the Marines at the top to do the damage. That's exactly what you want to do here if you're last. This is old school micro. SCV's holding the ramp. Marines dealing the damage. Oh, Zealot does go down. This Zealot makes it out of there with 1 total kill. So far, so good for him. Maynard transfer to the natural base. And that is not the caster or player Maynard. That is actually a term that predates him and goes back to the late 90s. I remember learning about it from the person I learned the most about StarCraft from back in those days. That was Link. He was on my floor in my freshman dorms, and I played StarCraft, and I thought I was good. I could beat all of my friends pretty darn well, but then Link showed up and smacked me around, showed me the ladder, how to play actual play StarCraft, and not just expand 6 times and go for mutas, because that's what I did. It really worked against players who don't know what they're doing. Anyway, here it is. Here's the gate right here. See, probe went through. Same thing with SCV. He went through the same gate. There it is. And what are we... Ah, they killed the assimilator. All right, so that thing's down. Anyway, Link taught me StarCraft, and he taught me about the Maynard transfer, wherein once your expansion finishes, you have a whole ton of workers at your main and none at your natural. So send some workers over to saturate this one so you're not oversaturating your main, and your natural base has income coming from it as fast as possible. I mean, it's a theory. It's not exactly super well done. Not everybody does it, I guess, but it's something I like to do, and it reminds me of the old days of playing the StarCraft back in my dorm, back when I was a young kid, and not old like I am today. Another engineering bay block, barely getting down here for last. Trying to get that third base up, but so yeah, these bases are really, really cut off from everybody else. Dragoon attacking at the front door too, because again, big units can't, any other units can't get through here. Just probes right past Tracy's armory and right past Tracy's armory. I don't know why there are two of the same store here. It's really kind of annoying. If that's the case. I mean, obviously a lot of time was spent on this map. Make another storefront here. I don't know why you have two of them. I guess maybe it's a big emporium, right? You go inside and all of this is guns and armor and stuff. That seems moderately possible. Anyway, our Protoss player, again, we're going Reavers, because why stop making Reavers? Reavers are doing so much work for you. That's how you've won 2 of these games, is with Reaver attacks on SCV clusters, and attacks on tanks, and attacks on Marines. And it's been really, really good. So drops are great on this map too. It's effectively an island map in a lot of ways, except you could expand earlier than you normally could on a regular island map, I guess would be the only difference between those two. Observers running around, pylons coming up. I think these are more pylons looking for drops than anything else. It's not that he needs the supply, because, well, maybe he does. Maybe it is 82 out of 73 used. Fair enough. Maybe it is. Third base coming in. Third base already done for last. Last economically is doing so very, very well in the face of, again, probably the best current Protoss player of all time. I'd like to see him take on Bisu. I should find a Rain versus Bisu cast just for the old guard versus the new guard type thing. It'd be fun. If you know anywhere to access those, I gotta check out the Foreign Brood War Discord server, though. That's the place I've been getting most of my replays recently. It's a fantastic resource, honestly. You should join it, too. Go hang out. There's a link in the description to the Foreign Discord Brood War server. Foreign Brood War Discord server is what it is. Replays, VODs, Twitch streams, all sorts of great stuff for all of your Brood War needs. Goodbye, SCV. Oh, they let him live. All right, Dragoon's going for it. Yeah, the tank is gonna go down. Bunker taking some shots here too. Tank's not in siege mode, but 3 more tanks showing up, and that's a hold, man. That is a hold. Yet there's a Reaver back here. The Reaver is something of the great equalizer. Bunker almost down. Bunker almost down. Bunker not down. Oh, SCV's out though. Ow. Zealot absorbing the shots from the tanks, and the bunker's out. This is so good. This is so good from Rain. I am so enjoying watching this Protoss player just handle Terran in a matchup where Terrans are just, they're considered better than Protoss in a lot of ways here, especially as you get into the late game. I mean, we have seen Bisu beat Jaedong a couple times on the channel. We have seen other PVTs work, but just in general, it feels like it's very, very hard for a Protoss player to break a Terran player who's running with a huge tank count and a huge Goliath count. But man, early Reaver pressure seems to be something of an answer here. At least as far as Rain understands it. Pylon in the top left-hand corner, I guess, to see if this base is being taken at some point. And yeah, holding this bottom right-hand corner too. More Dragoons on the way. Rain's strategy really seems to be don't let the games get past the 10 or 12 minute mark, because that's when it gets scary. I remember back in my earlier StarCraft 2 casting days, people complained that Bjorn never lost. And it's because I was casting longer macro-style games. And yeah, you let Bjorn get up to 3 bases, and he's probably going to beat you back in those days, back in the Heart of the Swarm days, Legacy of the Void days, early. But then I started casting some shorter games of his, and yeah, you could beat him, and if you can get him under 10 minutes, you could take him down. But that might be what's going on here right now with Rain, is where if he lets Last get up to the 10, 11, 12, 13-minute mark, it gets infinitely harder to kill him, which is where all this aggression has been coming from. And I can't say I disagree with that. If that's what you got to do, that's what you got to do. That said, he's being pretty passive right now. Where does Shuttle go? It's hanging at the back just in case there's a sneak attack of Marines or something trying to pick that sucker off, keeping it alive. And yep, so you can cross over Shuttle, but look at this. It's water all over the place. It's water separating it, rivers, bridges going across the river. And you can't walk through this. You got to shuttle everybody across, which is kind of annoying, but I don't know. It's working out. It's definitely working out here, especially if there aren't dropships available, but tanks are here. and a tank on the high ground and a couple Marines. That looks pretty well defended to me. We'll see if Rain decides that is the case or not. Who's going carrier? Wait, hold on a second. Rain? Rain's going carrier, you guys. A surprise 10-minute carrier from the Protoss player. Is there a response from last at all? Yes, he's getting Charon booster. So he must have scanned it and seen it. He knows it's coming. Okay, we're going to see carriers here in game number 4. It's going to be a pretty fantastic battle. All right. Observer in, sees the tanks, sees the bunker full of Marines. You're not breaking this. I mean, okay, well. Maybe Rain says, you are. Attacking the front's not going to happen. There's too many tanks here from last. Shuttles boosting on in. And here we go. Zealots on top of the tanks pretty darn well. One of the tanks looks like it very well might go down. Bunker out. Nope. Still 3 tanks remaining. Where did our... Oh, the Reaver came into the main base. That's where it went. Oh my gosh, no. Why is the whole series plagued by SCV massacres? Can you get out is the question. If you have speed, you probably can. Yeah, that shuttle speed. Oh no! Into missile turrets, loses the shuttle, but man, there's nothing mining right now at this main base at all. SCV count, nominal. 3 or 4 or 5 of them are coming back. A couple more joining in the battle. But ouch. Super, super duper ouch. I mean, I'd say that Rain is ahead at this point of the game. 153 to 123 supply. He's killed a ton of workers. He's working on carrier from a position of strength. 3 fully saturated bases. He does have the upgrade that allows for more interceptor capacity on the carriers, which is really nice. And getting leg enhancements, which he hasn't had until now. Looks like he skipped that in favor of other stuff like, you know, Reavers. +1 air weapons coming in. Triple pumping these Goliaths is last. And this army, yeah, looks like Rain thought he could maybe sneak in there, but no. Surprise flank attack is not going to happen at all. This is why you don't want to take this base, is because it's very much easier for the army to kill it. They don't have to shuttle across and kill it like this location would be. All right, last. Here we go. He's marching in. He's got +1 attack on his ground units for the vehicles. Tanks setting up, and this is going to be a slow push right now because they're pretty far from anything that's building-wise. Oh, is he going for it? He's bringing the Zealots in. They don't even have leg enhancements yet. But holy crap, the second line of tanks is a problem, though, and I'm not sure that Rain knew about that, and as a result, he's going to pull back. Leg enhancements is now done, right? Yep. Now done, making 8 Zealots at a time. +1 attack is done for the ground units for the Protoss player too, so we're on even footing that way. Trying to finish off a tank. There we go, finishing off a tank. And just pretty much just A-moving into whatever he can at this stage of the game. We do have these Goliaths taking shots to the face here too. Carriers have shown up. How many Goliaths are there and what is their health status? It's pretty good, but taking shots from Goliaths is not what you want to do if you're Goliaths in this situation. There's only 6 of them present. Another one goes down. Another one goes down. The carrier group, when you have 1 carrier for each Goliath, you're going to be okay. Absolutely, you're going to be just fine. Nice Charon booster. I love the blue poofy animation. I say that every time, but it just brings such joy to my heart. Additional Goliaths trying to come up this way. Being so stupid, trying to go through that wall. Which, again, pathing is dumb for Goliaths and Dragoons especially. Extra, extra dumb. Additional Goliath production here. And actually keeping these carriers on the high ground so they're not visible to the Goliaths. What a Gosu move right now out of Rain. Just making sure the Goliaths can't get the body shots that they want to get because the carriers are sitting on the high ground. That said, the scans do help reveal that, and he's dodging out of the scans as best he can. And this is a really, really strong, scary push out of last. That said, it's 143 to 134 supply. Rain has a lead. Carrier group continuing to grow 3 at a time right now, evacuating the natural base entirely right now is Rain. He's building more and more interceptors, which means he's been losing more and more interceptors. We're actually taking a 4th base in the meantime. Rain's just micro and his macro ability and multitasking is just through the roof. It is 100% through the roof for this dude. Carriers, again, a lot of them missing interceptors here, but still he's got to make this happen. He can't let this natural base die. Trying to pick off tanks pretty well here. These Goliaths are a little bit lost down here on the low ground. But again, more interceptors dying. Do interceptors show in the unit's loss tab for that final score screen? I'm not sure if they do or not, but that'd be good to know. If you guys can let me know in the comments, I'd appreciate it. All right, continuing to push in with the... Yeah, this base is done. It's nothing saving it. Nothing saving that at all. Carriers picking off reinforcements as they try to join up here. This is a good move for Zerg, where you send Zerglings up to the reinforcement line for Terran. You can kill a lot of stuff that way and prevent the group at your front from getting even scarier and bigger, and that's exactly what Rain is trying to do here. But yeah, we've got carriers, man. If you clicked on this because there's carriers, yep, I put it in the thumbnail because I know you guys love to see the carrier. I do. I know I do as well. He's trying to make sure there's not a base down here to kill. Oh, he wants to expand down here, but there's a pylon in the way, so the whole army is coming down to deal with this. It's giving a bit of a nice window here for Rain to break out a little bit, to re-expand to his natural base location. His fourth base is running quite nicely. 159 to 159 supply. This game is tight right now, ladies and gentlemen. It really comes down to the Goliath control for Last. They're derpy units, so the control is difficult. But I think Last is capable of forcing a game 5 here. Some Goliaths wandering on up. Ooh, getting some huge instant body shots on that carrier. Not what you want to see. Dragoons trying to engage in here. There's too many tanks on the ground. Goliaths going after this third base. Hey, I mean, their ground attack is not too bad, but suddenly Dragoons, carriers, and they're all dead. But it did pull the carrier group out of position and allowed Last to march on up here. +2 attack is now done for the ground vehicle units. For Last, Rain is sitting on +2 attack for his air, and is getting Storm too. So again, Storm's important. It is an important part of your daily breakfast if you're a Protoss player. And really, against Zerg and Terran both. Not so much in PvP, though, just because not much is susceptible to Storm. Oh, okay, this, no. High Templar Massacre, not allowed. Wow, that was a clutch play out of Last. He just wiped out the High Templar group. For Rain, he was not babysitting his High Templar quite well enough here. He's trying to defend this attack coming into his north base. Is he going to take this thing down? I don't know. Is he he's prioritizing targeting tanks is what he's doing. He's kind of letting the Goliaths do their own thing because they can't stand very well against the Dragoons, but the tanks certainly can. Only +1 attack is done for the Dragoons. It's hard to maintain upgrades for both air and ground as Protoss. They're very expensive. They do take a long time. But it looks like he's held it for now. I cannot believe that High Templar Massacre. That was brutal. Again, Zerg player here, but jeez. Watching those High Templar die was not good for my heart at all. Oh, a carrier died. That's a carrier death sound right there. And yeah, I mean, Last is totally happy to kill interceptors. It will bleed resources off of Rain as he tries to replace them. Also, guess who showed up at the fourth base? A handful of Goliaths. Was there really not room for you, buddy? There was. You just didn't hop in. Ouch. That hurts. So keeping his third base, keeping his fourth base is Rain so far. Fourth base now established for Last in the bottom right-hand corner. Chasing away. The tank count is fairly abysmal for Last right now. I would like to see maybe some Zealot attacks. Some Dragoon pushouts coming in here too to assist with clearing out these Goliaths. Because again, Zealots do really well. Dragoons do pretty well too. And it's just a regular old attack on down. Oh, this is beautiful out of Rain. He knows the tanks aren't present. He's going to come right on in, wipe out these Goliaths. The army coming in to try to help with this. They're going to get here, but not before a bunch of SCVs are going to die. There's only one tank in the group, too. The tank is very scary, though. With that splash damage and that +3 attack. Ooh, storming the Goliaths. Not too bad. A couple of them are fairly injured right now. Zealots wiping out the SCV line at this fourth base. There will be no SCVs remaining fairly shortly, and then the carriers come cruising in. What a 1-2 combo there from Rain. He wipes out the fourth base, takes down the reinforcing units that try to come in to save it. And I would say so far so good from Rain. That was a very tide-turning move out of our Protoss player. So we see the carriers heading north. We see setting up tanks in siege mode here. I'm not sure why this is the position you want them last. But yeah, that fourth base is gone. The refinery is out too. Heading up on this way, we have some Goliaths. I love that full zoom out. I'm not going to do it very much because people complain, but it's very, very entertaining to see for sure. So a push on the north side as well as a push down on the south side for Last. He's trying to multi-prong this thing. But guess who's here? That's right, the entire carrier fleet. Sorry, that's not going to happen. We have some spider mines here. Again, hovering units don't trigger spider mines. That includes other vultures, and that includes workers. All kinds of workers are considering hovering units, so they don't trigger the spider mines. Otherwise, it'd be really, really good Really good to throw a spider mine into a mineral line and just wipe out a ton of probes. That's not something that, that attitude is not something that Blizzard carried on over into StarCraft 2. As the Widow Mine, the bit of the successor to the Spider Mine, does that. Just wanders into mineral lines and just wipes out huge amounts of workers using splash damage. But Storm here on the tanks, continuing to push up anyway is last. Storm will not deter him, that's for sure. But guess who's coming around? Sneak attack from the backside here. More Storm, more Zealots, more Dragoons. And the tanks are taking direct hits right now. Oh, another tank down. It's just Goliath remaining here. High Templar, do you have enough for a Storm, buddy? You do not. You almost have enough for a Storm, and now you do. Maybe a Storm on these Goliaths would not be too bad. I just love the patience. The patience that Rain is exhibiting here. I'm like, exploiting? That's not it. Exhibiting here. Beautiful Storm. Storms do not stack, mind you, but that was a fantastic display right there. Everybody is dead. High Templar dying for sure, but again, tank count out, and last has tapped out. I don't know why they're not GGing here, but I haven't seen GGs from anyone. I don't think it's just it's a factor of bad manner. I think it's just I don't know, something else is happening here. But I can't imagine, I really just can't imagine that this is the players not showing good manner to each other in a like worldwide publicized and broadcasted event. So good job by Rain, though. GG to the Protoss player, taking down last, making Protoss fans everywhere very, very happy indeed, and finally getting a macro-style game there. But it really came down to the fact that other than losing his natural base, Rain never took a really serious setback. His carrier group kept getting bigger over time. Not that he went nuts with it, not that he went crazy with it there, but it went from 4 to 5 to 6. Lost a couple in the process, but really didn't forget about his ground game either here. Dragoons, Zealots, High Templar helping immensely in finishing that thing off. So good job by him. Before we go today, let's check out that final score. Rain killed 180, lost 81. Last killed 178, lost 94, 194. Structures raised here, and again, not that big in a situation where no real bases were raised economically. A lot more gas mined here by last, 2,000 more than his Protoss opponent. Minerals mined favoring Rain, and then spent about as even as you're going to get, 45,030 to 45,194, where last has a bit of an edge there. But yeah, great carrier control, using that high ground to his advantage so very, very well, forcing the scans out of the Terran player and just target firing down the tanks, recognizing the tanks were the threat for the Dragoons and the Zealots that really wanted to take down the Goliaths in the long term. So that is going to be it from me. This is Falcon Paladin coming at you with yet another edition of StarCraft Brood War Remastered and a best of 5. Again, the cheese is coming later, I promise. Anyway, go ahead and hit me up on Facebook, Twitter, Twitch, and Patreon, all at /Falcon Paladin. Hit that like button, hit that subscribe if you like what you saw and what you heard today. And until next time, as always, thanks so much for watching, and you take care of yourself.